Hey, what's up, Garden State SHRM? We just finished, or should I say we just started. We just started talking about all of these problems, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting or inspiring. It could be exciting to start thinking about where can we be a solution, right? It's easy to complain. It's easy to say, oh, these are our problems. My manager won't get off my back. It's easy to complain because it's easier to fight and put on the boxing gloves than it is to actually figure out how can we work together and collaborate and solve some of these challenges. So again, in recapping part of the process, the first and most important thing that you do is focus on the important thing. And so that is this process here. We call it really most important. So you are leaving this session thinking about what all of your people are saying about your organization, what you've heard other people say about their organization. So you're hearing a lot of stuff, right? Lots of stuff, and it's all over the place. It's a lot of things. So I want you to start processing and say, okay, of all those things that I've heard, what is important? It can't be everything. Not everything's important, because if you say everything's important, then really nothing's important, right? So what's important out of all those things? So let's say you learned 100 things today. Maybe it's 50, whatever the number is. Just pretend easy math for me. 100 things. Let's narrow it down. Of all the 100, how many of those would be important? It's usually about half. And then from there, how many of those things are most important? You can probably chop that in half again to get to 25, maybe even 20 if you're good. But the best math is focusing on the 3. So of everything you heard today, what are the 3 things that you can focus on in your organization where you can have the most impact? Where if you do those things, nothing else mattered because you solved those other problems. You worked on all that stuff by focusing on the bigger picture. And that bigger picture tends to be the culture of the organization, the relationship that you have with your boss, your supervisor, or some of the colleagues, right? They might not be in a leadership position, but they might be the most influential person in that organization with their bad, negative attitude. You know those people. Maybe you got to repair that relationship. And there's a whole process for repairing relationships, but you're in HR, or you might be, and you might be aware of it. So my challenge for you right now is just to focus on those 3 things. If you're like, I don't even know where to begin, then step outside work for a moment and step into your personal life. Is it easy to do there? And why is it easy to do there? Is it easy for you to do with your fitness? Is it easy to do with finances? Look for a place in your life where it's easy to narrow things down and define what's important and use that as your example. And then in your organization, pick those 3 things. What would create the biggest impact? What will help us grow the most financially? What will improve the bottom line the most if we work on this challenge? Focus on those 3 things. And as you focus on those 3 things, here's the process I want you to go through. Listen to your people. This whole session was about listening to your people. And the process, we like to say, you want to validate, evaluate, and extrapolate. So first, we validate. Everything that they are saying is good and right and true. And the fact that they're telling us and not ghosting us or quitting is amazing. So please, keep telling me more. Don't make them wrong, because if you make them wrong, again, they're not going to come back to you. Validate the response. Tell them that you appreciate their time, their effort, their commitment. You appreciate them for taking it seriously. Whatever it is, you appreciate it. Secondly, evaluate. So now you are saying, okay, tell me a little bit more about the thing that you're telling me. If they say, the boss is actually the problem, the CEO is the problem, don't tell them, okay, you're right, the boss is the problem. No, validate what I understand you saying is that you feel the boss is a challenge, okay? You're not saying the boss is wrong. You're saying they are right with their feelings and their opinions. There's a difference, right? You start saying the boss is wrong, you're gonna be working for a new organization. So step 1, validate them and their response. Then evaluate it. Okay, tell me more. What makes you feel that way? What specific scenarios have you come across that would help me understand what you're going through right now? And then I can help you work on it. And then step 3 is extrapolate, a word that we need to use more often. We want to extrapolate insights and actions. Okay, so what are we going to do about it? It's great to just talk about it, but part of our culture here is we don't bring complaints, we bring solutions. We don't bring problems, we bring opportunities. You got to build that into the organization. How do you do that? One-to-one conversation. One-to-one conversation. And validating everything they're saying. Because if they're telling you stuff, if they're saying, hey, here's one of my problems, you're going, all right, that's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Like, walk it off. You'll be fine. What did you just tell them? You don't believe it's a problem. And they're wrong. That's what they heard. I'm wrong. My organization, my company, the place I work at thinks I'm wrong. I mean, look at it from this perspective. This is like, we work with so many organizations to overturn terrible policies for onboarding practices. And the first thing is we look at the new hire experience, the first day experience. That's what we call it. Because an employee comes in, their first day, they get hired, they tell hey, I just had my first day, I'm looking forward, I just got the job, yay! They're like, it's great, I got accepted, whatever it is. And you're coming in, and I've seen this in organizations, we're working with one right now to change their practices because 3 times in the first 5 slides for new hire orientation, it tells them about their probation, like, hey, welcome to the company, we're gonna give you an ankle monitor, you're on probation now, in jail. No, we're not going to use the word probation. This is their first day. Celebrate, welcome, we're so glad you're here. That's in the first 5 slides. Why are we doing that? This could be their next defining moment. So are we treating it like that? That's the kind of stuff we want to extrapolate. Like, what are they actually saying? Why are they ghosting us? Well, our interview process sucks. Why does it suck? Maybe we're not listening. Maybe the questions aren't fun. Maybe we were not telling them the full truth. Maybe it's because we didn't post our salaries online, and then when they got to the meeting, they were like, this is a total waste of time. I didn't want this. You know, that's a big deal, and it's 2022. So if you are not putting your practices online, rethink that. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I am telling you what to do. Rethink the policy as if it's 2022 and there are other companies doing that. So let's make sure that we can compete, right? We want great people. Give them all the information that they need. You'll find out if they're great. So we want to extrapolate. That's what that's all about. All right. So I will continue with another video and another process later on. I love that you were here with me. You're like, Joe, you did that like right in the session. Yes, I am committed. You left. I'm still here. I'm kidding. So thank you so much. You rock. I'll be back next time.